Welcome back to Comedy Rocks. Now, it's time for my regular guest, Russell Kane. Tonight he's talking about class. And I don't know if you read this week in the paper, it said there are no more working class anymore. There's none of us about. The working class have gone, and they reckon that everyone is middle class. You're quite posh, I suppose, James?
Business class.
But your middle name, James, what is your middle name?
Hillier.
Hillier. Hillier.
What's all that?
Well, put it this way, mine's John. Who's the scummy one out of the two of us there? You know, you can tell your class, right? You can tell what class you are, how far back, by how far back you can trace your family tree. James can trace his family back to the 10th century, whereas I'm not even sure who my real dad is. So that's the difference. But ladies and gentlemen, talking about class this week, it's Russell Kane!
You all right? Yes. So obvious who the working class people are. Last train back to Essex after the show, wallop. All the middle class people run back to Clapham. There were no jokes that were postmodern. The easiest way to tell class is voice, isn't it? That's just Jason's accent. We make certain assumptions when we hear a northern accent. As soon as we hear my Essex accent's one of the worst. My mum's in the audience tonight, and my auntie Elaine, my mum Julie, my aunt Elaine. That's the giveaway straight away. But the Essex accent's worse than the London accent because we try to pretend we're posher than what we are and that, right? Because we maintain all the moronic, fat vowels of a London accent, but with a clipped camp precision at the end of our words. We're trying to sound a bit better than what we are and that. The accent doesn't add up like James' beautifully spoken, nice, tight, posh accent. Words are tight in the middle, tight at the end. I don't want to know you, you don't know me. Clean my house, go back to Poland. You know what's up? Right? We're a paradox. People from Essex and Hertfordshire trying to pretend. Oh, thank you, I'm working class, thank you very much. Moronic sounds, but clipped accent. It means we sound like total bloody idiots, but mean it quite clearly. Be honest, some of you don't want to admit you're from council estate backgrounds or grew up in a council street like I did, but isn't it true? People who have less tend to club together a bit more. As a general rule, the less you have. Think back to when you're happiest in your life, when I was a student. So happy I had nothing. Living with my nan, living in my nan's housing association flat in a box room with my nan, and there wasn't much left of her at the end. Just an aggressive working class stick with hair on. Just a few cells attached to a stick of anger, like a pepperami. Bollocks, bollocks, shit, shit, shit. But the strength of the woman, I've only got brilliant memories. She's the one who turned my life around. In fact, I've only got one negative memory of living with my nan. It's the most... I am conscious that my mum's in the audience, what I'm about to reveal. You know, something so embarrassing, you get a contraction when you remember it. Just a little Braxton Hick. Just a little one. Well, sometimes if you're in Tesco's, sorry, Waitrose, and you're... and you just like, oh my God, my nan caught me masturbating, right? I'm sorry, Mum. Court isn't when the door opens and you're naked. There's nothing you can do about it, and you do the Space Invader. You're like, oh my God. And at the last minute, you do a white ass get out. Get out! Give me a minute. Get out! Right? That's not getting caught. Getting caught, think about anything you've truly been caught doing. You might be stealing something, planning a surprise party. Truly caught is when you turn round and the person catching you is there, right? What's the natural reaction, guys? It's to freeze, you know it is. And to exclaim the name of the person. Nan! Right? My nan burst in. Imagine opening your eyes. I was naked on the bed. There's my nan before me. I had a full porn crescent in front of me as well. A full half moon of filth. Paper-based. Think of the shame, not even digital. Paper-based. Women with staples in their faces going like that. They weren't actually doing that. I did that bit. How specialist would that be? Cross-eyed porn. Imagine that. Do you like that, do you? Hey? Is that what you want? I'll look at you and your mate. Right? Just realised there's no end to the story. Oh, dear. Oh, there is. She just stood there with her hand on the door and we there. Nan! We looked at each other. Anything. You almost want a scream to pierce the shame. But British people, we tend to go in on ourselves in a crisis and leave inside. Nothing. Not even a slap. Not a slap. That would have been inappropriate. Put it away, you dirty bugger. Put it away. Sorry, Mum. Put it away. And she was my hero, remember, my nan. These words will ring through my head until I'm her age. She stood there with her hand on the door, and as she closed, she said, "I'm sorry, love. I'm just so sorry." slowed the door down. Speed up, you weirdo. Don't slow down. I didn't want to destroy the ambiance, babe. I didn't want to destroy... Do you want some candles lit? Do you want a bit of Enya? Sail away, sail away. Oh, oh. Thanks, man. Thanks. So there we are, folks. Try to remember. The less you have, the more important the people are with whom you have less stuff. Just don't get caught knocking one out in your nan's box room. Thank you very much.
Mr. Kane.